to thank Reggie and all my colleagues for joining us here this afternoon. As you can see, this is a diverse and broad-based coalition of Ohioans, doctors, hospitals, business and employer groups, farmers, mental health professionals, and a bipartisan group of both statewide and Ohio General Assembly elected officials, many of whom are here with us this afternoon. We all stand united in opposition to Issue 3. This formally concludes our press conference. I now invite Curt Steiner to join the podium. I would be happy to field questions from the media.
Thank you. Any of our speakers who are here today can try to answer your questions, and after we're dispersed, you can obviously talk to anybody else who's here. Alan?
Curt, I would like to ask the doctor here. There was a mention just a minute ago by Reggie Fields about the possibility of medical marijuana having some benefits, but that study not being there. Could you talk about that? Because I know there are a lot of parents out there who really advocate for medical marijuana. They don't necessarily think this is the way to do it, but if there's a need. What is your thought on that?
Sure, thank you. So there have been some anecdotal stories in the media about the medicinal purposes, specifically for a particular seizure disorder that's gotten a lot of media attention on CNN and other media outlets. There is no published research at this time that shows a true benefit. And with any treatment in pediatric patients, we always do scientific studies to make sure that what the therapy is that we're initiating in children is safe for children. So as far as medical marijuana in the pediatric population, there just has not been researched at this point. And just with any medication we would give to a child, we want to make sure that we know the proper dosage, we know the purity of where something's coming from. So I think just a lot more work needs to be done before we can endorse something like that.
Yes.
I've heard that the proponents of this could spend as much as $20 million to try and get it passed. What do you think it's going to take on your side to defeat it? Do you think you're going to have to try and outspend them, or just a fraction of that? Or
Well, we're going to certainly solicit contributions to our campaign, but we're also going to work very hard, as you can see, at the grassroots across the state to defeat Issue 3. One of the things that's already happened is I was sitting around our alleged headquarters a few weeks ago as I started to watch news stories come across my desk from organizations out in remote parts of Ohio that were already forming to defeat what is now Issue 3, or will be Issue 3 this week. And that tells you a lot, because we didn't even help those people put that together. Chris Kirshner is here from the Dayton Chamber in the Dayton business community. They spent a couple of months, I heard all about it, putting together a coalition just in the Miami Valley to oppose Issue 3. Did all the work. I don't know where their money came from, but they did a great job announcing their opposition last week. The Greater Cleveland Partnership spent, I think, 2 or 3 months of constant meetings, forums, others. Tony Kohler and others would like to speak to some of them. We've gone through a process for a long time. Same with the Columbus business community doing that. These are all things that are happening because they read about it in the paper. They're concerned about Issue 3. It's an extreme, radical proposal that is being embedded in the Constitution, and people are looking at it already. So we'll do our best to raise money. We need to try to have enough to run a reasonable campaign, but mostly it's going to be focused on grassroots.
do you have, I mean, is there a certain, when you say reasonable, being able to raise, I mean, is there a certain amount you think you need to raise in order to be able to get the
Yeah, I
message
talk to
out?
my fundraiser about that every day. Yes.
For anybody